So that's basically my advice on starting a raw food diet. No, really. Here's my advice for starting a raw food diet, either maybe 90% or 100%. My first piece of advice is regarding health, not raw food diet. Raw food diet isn't necessarily a healthy diet, nor should be confused with a healthy diet. You can be very unhealthy and not happy and eat a raw food diet, because raw eating is only one aspect of health, and there's different types of raw food diet. It's like saying I'm on a cooked food diet, but what are you eating? Crisps all day long, or burgers and meat all day long, or anything, bread all day long, or eating nice vegetarian and vegan food, prepared lovingly and relaxedly, and eating in a nice, calm, relaxed fashion. So here's my advice to start with. First of all, if you want to get healthy, I'd recommend going to an iridologist and a herbalist. Often or usually the same person does the same thing, both of these things. So with iridology, you can look at the iris of your eye, which is the coloured part, and you can see any genetical weaknesses or any weaknesses in any of your organs or your systems. Your kidney system, your adrenals, lymphatic system, so your stomach and bowels, your intestines, how well you're absorbing, maybe your parathyroid. So this is very important. This is weaknesses that you've inherited, and it's also weaknesses that have been incurred on you in this lifetime of traumatic eating, or anything else from like drugs or trauma. So this is essential, and I recommend when the iridologist pinpoints what's weakened, they will recommend herbs, which are super powerful plants that are raw foods themselves, but they have very strong power, target specific, and they can really cleanse and strengthen and reboot your organ to get it working and functioning properly again, or your lymphatic system, for example, which is an essentially important part of health. Nearly all of the raw food leaders and raw food people, they do not talk much about the lymphatic system either at all, or they don't emphasize it. They don't repeatedly talk about the essentialness of it. The lymphatic system, your adrenals, your kidneys, and how well you are eliminating waste from your body through your kidneys and your adrenals, which control your kidneys. The giant lymphatic system is your sewer system of the body, of every single cell in your body, 100 trillion cells approximately. So all of this waste and even food waste needs to be, a certain amount of the food waste is eliminated through your lymphatic system. Most people haven't got lymphatic system moving and circulating properly, or they have kidney and adrenal weakness and they're not eliminating the waste properly. Many people have genetic weaknesses. Nearly everyone has genetic weakness in their kidney and adrenals. So it's really important to kickstart and reboot your body with some detoxification and strengthening with herbs. So there's my first piece of advice. Starting at the same time, you can look after some fundamentals of health. So I'm starting, okay, the food part, I'll get onto that in a minute. Look at these other parts as equally, or if not more important also. You want to drink plenty of water each day, and you want to be peeing clear looking liquid. So when you look at yourself peeing, or it should be clear, more or less. You want to be drinking around, I'd recommend 8 to 10 or 11 glasses of water a day. I recommend drinking before bed or even during the night, and then you can remain hydrated during your sleep, and it'll give your body a really good chance to do what it needs to do in an environment where all the millions of kilometers of tubes have ample supply of water and hydration. So you want to pee a few times in the middle of the night. Really good for you to wake up fresh and hydrated in the morning. So I drink personally 3 glasses of water that are warm, kept in my warm flask in the middle of the night. And if possible, I'll drink maybe 2 glasses or 2 or 3 glasses of water before bed. If I don't happen to drink 2 or 3 glasses of water before bed because I have some food in my stomach still, whatever. Or if I forget, then I will drink extra water in the morning. So in the morning I try and drink a few glasses of water too. You don't want to have a dry mouth. That symbolises you need some water. Other essential aspects of health are you want to get out and get some fresh air and some physical movement that you enjoy, some daylight, and move your body outside. Some people can call moving the body exercise, but I call it happy body movement. So you want to incorporate physical activity into your day, which is as enjoyable as possible. Dancing, yoga, socializing with it as well. Strolling with your friends or in nature or whatever else. Carrying some boxes home, like fruit, boxes of fruit, or shopping messages. You can incorporate some movement into your day. So it's good not to be always sitting for long periods of time, but to get up and move and stretch. Also, just get out, get some fresh air, daylight, and sunshine. Get plenty of sunshine if you can. It's way more important than the medical industry tell us. They say they're always discovering new things about vitamin D. But vitamin D is just one thing with sunshine. We don't know the totality and the holisticness of how important sunshine is. It makes us feel fantastic and it gives us a lot of energy too. So get plenty of that, but not necessarily too much. You don't want to burn yourself. So use your common sense there. And when you're out, breathe. Another part of health, breathe. Relax. Just go around and be relaxed and take nice breaths during the day, wherever you are, and take nice deep breaths when you're out, or if you're running or cycling. That's a wonderful way to get lots and lots of oxygen into your body. So cardiovascular exercise, very good, very, very important for your health. The weights, doing some weights like carrying messages, boxes of fruit, whatever, this is very good. Or if you're at home, any particular weights you want, anything will do. Stretching. So yeah, sleep, very essential ingredient to health. Try and go to bed early if you can and get up early. So it depends where you are in the world and what time it gets dark, but not a few hours after dark, or depending if how early it's getting dark. But for me, I try and, if I can, go to bed at 10 o'clock. They say generally between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock, or between 10 and 2 or 3 is when you get like the most deep rejuvenating sleep. So make sure you try and get enough sleep, whatever you feel you're requiring, depending on how much rest you've gotten the last few days or how much activity you've gotten in the last few days. So these are all really important aspects of health. So I think that's a really good start. I didn't even get onto the food, but I'll talk about the food right now. I'd recommend a low-fat, raw, vegan diet for optimal health, generally speaking. If you live in a cold environment, you might want to eat some like warm or cooked foods, but keep it vegan. Dairy and egg and animal product free, meat free, obviously. And make sure you're eating plenty of carbohydrates, plenty of calories. So a high calorie, low fat, raw, vegan diet is what I recommend. A high fruit diet. Get most of your calories from fruit. Eat a lot of bananas and dates, blended with water for optimal, easy digestion and assimilation. Also, you can get vegan calories from potatoes, rice, etc. But I'd stay away from the flour and the grains as much as possible, especially the flours. Stay away from the gluten flours. Yeah. So overall, I'd say make sure you get enough calories. Eat plenty of food, lots of bananas and dates if you can, or sweet fruits like mangoes, etc. Mangoes, anything sweet, apples. The non-sweet fruits are stuff like peppers, cucumbers, bell peppers, cucumbers, You don't want to be eating too many things like apples or mangoes or etc. either, because you won't get enough calories. You won't be able to function and perform and think clearly and energetically. So make sure you get enough calories. Primarily vegan high calorie diet is what I recommend. Low fat. So to start off on the raw food diet, don't be eating, only sparingly eating nuts and seeds and avocado. Because the high fat will interfere with your blood. It'll like make it kind of like oily. It'll interfere with the absorption and of the other sugars and the carbohydrates you're eating. So it'll slow you down. It'll slow you down also, so it won't be good. You'll feel heavier, and maybe it might interfere with your absorption eating a lot of nuts and seeds and avocados. Even if you do soak your nuts and seeds, just very heavy and dense foods. So I wouldn't recommend eating many nuts or seeds at all. Some people even go months without eating any nuts or seeds, or even avocados. So they're very oily, fatty foods. Avocado is a fruit. It's much easier to digest than nuts and seeds, so it's okay to have that maybe 1 or 2 a day or less, or none a day, whatever. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're good in moderation. So not to go overboard. What I'm saying is primarily is get enough sleep, get enough carbohydrates and calories, and get enough water. And go to the herbalist and get your organs strengthened and rebooted. So this is if you have general health. If you have specific bad health issues, you want to target specific with the herbs on fixing yourself, and then even having a specific detoxification plan of something like juice feasting or fasting or eating certain other detoxification symptoms, detoxification plans. So if you have a question, just feel free to ask. I've learned from like millions of people, all the raw food leaders, and all the people who are learning and studying the different raw food leaders. So 2 different like network, the leaders and the people writing all the books, and then the people studying them, and with different YouTube channels who even write their own books. So I've always studied and learned and practiced myself from my own experience, but probably essentially also is from my own wisdom, my own intuition, my own common sense, and always looking and comparing what everybody is saying and seeing if it makes sense, and then maybe checking it out or practicing some of the things and seeing why it might work for me or other people, or why it doesn't. So it's just about having a big broad picture. So always just try and learn for yourself and see what really makes sense. So thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe please if you want, and well, I shouldn't even say please, because it's not for me, it's for you. Subscribe if you want, share the video, comment, ask me a question, and befriend me on Facebook and YouTube. So I'll talk to you soon, and till then, have a lovely day and have lots of fun and enjoy your diet. Enjoy, by the way, all this should be fun and enjoyable, so don't take it too seriously to the point where you're miserable or even not even happy with it. And it's okay to have little slip-ups. Just learn as you go along, okay? It's not a religion, and it's not about fanaticism. So enjoy learning, enjoy experimenting, and enjoy evolving. And thanks again. See you.